Hey everyone, it's springtime, late May. Right here is where the road was flooded out last summer and last fall. We went inside of this culvert here under the road to remove the Beaver Dam. This other culvert here has some internal problems, and that's all the debris we got to come out. Amazingly, for the end of May, the beavers haven't really built back much. This was flooding over the road, meaning about 3 feet higher. Have they done anything? Or did they actually finally trap them? I think they actually trapped them, because nothing. There's nothing. No more beavers. There's no more beavers here. We tried to get to this in the wintertime, but we just couldn't. This road's not plowed. It had multiple feet of snow on it. We were here just a month ago, but it was too muddy. It could sink down. In fact, the vehicle sank down. We were stuck here for 19 hours until I was able to get pulled out. Here's a bunch of water flooding over the roadway. Is it a culvert? Probably. Oh wow, there's a lot of tadpoles after all. Look at them all. So many tadpoles in the edge of the road. So, is this a culvert? Yes, it is. Look at all this water just seeping out of the ground. That's undermining it, making it soft. Is this the culvert? No, it looked like a culvert from up above. It's not. I thought it was a crinkled one. No, I don't see any evidence of a culvert here unless it's completely caved in. Oh, but there is thousands of tadpoles here. Every time someone goes through the water, probably running them over. Tiny little ones. That's a really steep hill we just went down. Hey everyone, it's been about 1 month since we visited these culverts and we cleared up a log jam. As you can see downstream, all the logs that were just circling here in this torrent have all been sent downstream to the next beaver pond, where they can build with it far away from people. It looks like the culvert we opened up, for the most part, it's all clear. While there's another culvert right here below the water line, which would be way too dangerous to try to unclog. Way too much pressure. Look at that giant amount of suds that has formed. That's caused by organic material. Somewhere upstream there's a bunch of rapids churning the water, turning it into that small line of suds, and it just keeps building there. That's probably weeks in the making right there, or since the last rainstorm. That's really cool, that giant pile of suds. Let's see if we can throw something at it to see it disperse. Wow. And here comes some of it. It's about to go through the culvert. Let me zoom in a little bit. Gonna throw something else at it. Cool. We got a good flow of current coming down the street here. But why? Is there a culvert here? It looks like there is. Yep, I see the black pipe right there, fully open. Let's see the other side. Why is this culvert not operating? Alright, I can tell immediately that this thing is collapsed. Let's bend down and take a look in there. Yep. Another example of why not to use a plastic culvert. Where this little pothole is is probably where it's collapsed. And as a result, look at all this water that's being diverted onto the roadway. Whole ton of it. This drainage ditch is also in need of being dug out. If this was properly dug out, this would just go down to the next culvert without any issue. Hey everyone, right here we have a culvert with a little bit of excavator damage. It's causing this small flood crossing over the road here. It's washing out this big divot in the road. And you see over here all this sand it's depositing. It's making a little sandbar over here to the side. As I'm walking, there's so many wolf spiders. But let's see the other end of this culvert. Where is it? Guessing it's right here. Check it out. Beavers have built a dam here. There's a couple culverts here. 1 and 2. That one occasionally, a little wave goes over it. You can see some bubbles coming out. Oh, there's the beaver right now. There's a beaver here. This is kind of cool. The beavers aren't damming this up. It looks like this stuff just got washed in there. So these beavers are actually using this culvert to get underneath the road. Take a look at all these tumbling logs. They put them up on a hill and the whole pile just slipped into the road. Hey everyone, today we're here taking a look at the level of this swamp. I have seen this one crowning the road in years past. Here's the culvert. Got some flow. Let's look at the other side. There might be minor stuff. This might be a trail from beavers coming in and out. Or it might be moose. That's a moose track. So this is moose. No, there's nothing in the way. This used to be a problematic area for beavers. Maybe they relocated them because the structure's gone. The structure was out there between those 4 metal poles. Coming down this quiet back road, it looks like we have some idiot with excavator damage possibly, but this thing is very rusted out. Look at this. This piece of culvert isn't even part of that anymore. I could literally lift this whole thing out. That sign here says washout. No problem here. Up the road looks a bit muddy though. We're gonna go ahead and stick this back in where people can read it, maybe coming down the road. Yeah, that's way better than it was. Further up the road, I can show you some really damaged culverts. I don't really understand the reasoning for this. Maybe they just didn't want to cut it and they used whatever culverts they had. One of them is so much longer than the other. But on the other side, they're pretty damaged. Look at all that debris right there stuck on these culverts. All this puddle really needs is a little ditch. That'll be gone. So the bottom of this culvert is 100% rotted out. That's how it's able to get to the bottom of this. So look at this sinkhole it formed. And I think this whole thing is a beaver dam on the end of it. Because the water's going in the bottom, they definitely need to be fully replaced. Yeah, this is being caused by the bottom of the culverts. It's able to wash everything in from underneath. The bottoms are rotted out. Eventually, this is just going to take the whole road with it. Being very cautious of where I'm walking right now, because this beaver dam is very loose. Beavers haven't been here in a while, so this dam is pretty much rotten. I'm going to try to jump over on that big rock where it's stable. Yep. Beavers are responsible for this here. Alright everyone, so back there at those two culverts, the reason it was so washed out is because those culverts have been neglected. They're too old, they need to be replaced. But not just that, the beavers blocking the ends of them have caused a lot of pressure inside that roadway, allowing it to just wash out that way. That damage would be a lot less if that beaver dam wasn't there. That beaver dam there, I took a look at it, it's kind of compromised. So it's leaking a lot more than when it was built. The beavers aren't there anymore, not maintaining it. That thing could collapse at some point. I'm not going to try removing that. It could cause further damage underneath the road, letting a larger gush through. Let's see, why is this section of road flooded? Okay, the culvert is right here. Plastic culvert. Yep, look at that. These things are so cheap. Look how deformed that thing is. All the way on the edge where it couldn't have possibly got crushed. Now that's a concern. See how you hear rapids right here near the edge. That makes me think it might be collapsed. We gotta see the other side. If we can find the other side, that would mean it's collapsed. This isn't looking too good, what we're seeing here. Whoa. Look at this. It's really soft. Not looking good. Yep, this is another collapsed culvert. Plastic culverts are the weakest. They should not be installed in soft soil. But yet they keep doing it. Metal culvert would not have collapsed and would still be operating today. Ooh, it's dusty out here. Here we are at a culvert we check on every time we come by. It's got a good amount of flow. Seen it with more, seen it with less. Let's see if the beavers have done anything across the street. Nothing. They must have trapped these beavers. This hasn't been an issue the past few times. Hear those nice frogs? And look at that beautiful reflection in the water of the dead trees. Installing a new culvert. Alright, we're gonna let this moose go now. Oh, nope, it did it by itself. Oh, it's coming back out. Just gotta shut the headlights off for a moment. So we're no longer blinding it, and when we turn it back on, it should be gone. No, it's still up there. Usually works. Just give it a minute to disperse. I think it's still up there. Alright everybody, we're at the road to go see the Eagle Lake locomotives in Maine, and nobody has driven to it yet this year. See the snowbank in front of it? I can drive around it, but I have to move a little bit of stuff. I think I just have to get rid of that clump of grass and we'll be good. Alright, so the ground appears to still be frozen in this area. So I think I can just plow over some of those small trees and we should be all right. Woohoo! First person on the road of the year. Look at all this shale rock. That's the kind of stuff that can slice your tires. That's filling in a whole ton of potholes that this road had last year. Shale rock's all they have up here. They're not going to spend the money to truck in good gravel. Just don't want to stop suddenly on it. That's when you can slice yourself the best. Now there should be an intersection coming up in about a mile. I gotta send the grader back out here again. It's very, very lumpy. And that drainage ditch really needs to be dug out. Until water's been passing. Still a good amount of snow. Bet the trail will be really nice this time of year. Yeah, look at the road up here. Good amount of snow cover for late April. Oh, some moose poops in the road. Ooh, more moose poops. Almost that time of year. Moose poops are going to be turning bright red as they eat the maple buds. There's a tree down. Snow's really deep right here. Probably going through half a foot in that little section. See a bunch of tracks. I think they're from snowmobiles, but here's the little intersection I was talking about. We're gonna try to go out straight ahead. I do see some tire tracks there, so that way must be open, possibly. But I don't see any tire tracks down here towards the actual trains. I see some marks in the snow, which I think are snowmobile. They are a vehicle. They was a long time ago. Let's just hope we can pass it. Going through like half a foot of snow here. No, it's more than half a foot. It's got to be like 10 inches because if you heard, I bottomed out. I don't know about this anymore. Gotta think if I'm gonna get stuck or not. At the moment, it's not bad yet. If we do get stuck anywhere, it's going to be right here. I don't think we are, but I'm going to take it with a little bit of speed. Made it. Turn off stupid traction control. Back up a little bit more. I want to hit this with some speed. At least if we get stuck on the hill, we'll still be able to back up. Alright, I gotta look what's behind me. Wow, I actually made it back through that. Well, I definitely need a heavier vehicle whenever I can get one. It's It's just been proven time after time. I think is it shallow enough to do a 3-point here? Alright everyone, so we're going to be continuing down this muddy, snowy road for a bit. It's not that bad. That last one is a snowmobile trail. That's why it's so packed going to the trains. So unless we walk all the way, we're not going to be able to do that for probably another month. It's just, the snow isn't that deep. It's packed enough where it stops your wheel. I'm not heavy enough to do so. Clearance isn't really a problem. It's not enough weight. But anyways, look at this road we're on now. These drainage ditches are so messed up. The majority of the water's just going down the road. But there's a few culverts up here we can probably check out. Take a look at all this shale rock here. You can tell it was muddy the way it crowned on the sides. This is a good place to get a flat tire, but it solved the mud problem. This road was super bad 1 year ago, sinking into it like wet concrete and bottoming out. Alright, we made it a month later, coming down the same road. It's no longer snow covered, and we'll get to see the trains. Beautiful Boardwalk Trail. They just finished it last year. You got a good solid half a mile of boards going through the forest. This used to be a mud hole, as you can see in some of my earlier videos of the place. Oh, there's a little gap, but it's almost continuous for a mile. It's made out of these beautiful cedar timbers. There's mosquitoes galore out here. If you don't walk fast enough, they bother you. Even with bug spray, doesn't bother them. Alright, so today is May 29th, 2022. This is the worst I've ever seen mosquitoes out. As long as I keep a steady pace like this, they for the most part leave me alone. But if I stop, they immediately start landing on me. There's probably a couple dozen following me. As soon as I get up here into the sunshine, they won't really bother me. So word of advice, I would say come out here before the last frost or the end of summer when there's not really many bugs. There's never really that many bugs in the end of summer. Here's the tram. And here's the trains. I'm gonna be going over to the lake to take a bath. Been out for a while. I just followed this small dirt road down, and it looks like it's used as a boat ramp. Right next to it looks like an old abandoned walking trail. Got some timbers here, overgrown with trees. The way some of them are splintered and broken, it looks like somebody has recently come across. One of the timbers is broken, but these ones feel pretty solid walking across over this tiny stream. Another broken timber, and you can see there was a trail here at one point. Big pile of moose poops. Maybe that's the one who broke the timbers being too heavy. All right, everyone, right here from the main road, we're parking to sleep here for the night. This road on the map supposedly goes 5 miles before it hits a dead end. You can see they barricaded it with these lumps of dirt long ago, but it still looks like a hunter's trail. We're gonna follow this because in about a half a mile, it looks like a stream, so we're gonna see if the bridge or culvert pipe still exists. Look how grown in this road is. It's got 10-foot trees, but at least there's a trail here kept open by animals and hunters. We're gonna follow it for a ways. There's even trickling water here, and this culvert pipe is non-existent. There had to have been one here. Let's walk through the water. The mosquitoes and black flies are very annoying out here. So yes, see over there, drainage ditch, raised area for the road, another drainage ditch. So we're walking not even in the old road. Here's a way better example. You can see the flat road with the drainage ditch over on the far side, and right here, we're walking on some uneven animal's trail. Definitely a moose trail. There's so many poop piles. Very fresh too. This trip into the forest, been seeing a bunch of them. This road is becoming more and more recognizable, unrecognizable. All right, 2/3 of this walk was going over lumpy soil and around trees. Now the road has turned into a marsh. Most of the ground is damp. There's still a few high spots. And there's a pool of water here. It looks like the old drainage ditch is still sort of working. See some tadpoles in this pond. This is a bit marshy to walk on. But now we're back into the forest again. It looks like it's just too wet for trees to grow. They would drown, so it's just grass. Or, by the looks of it, this is a big moose hangout. This little trickling stream looks like sometimes it's rushing based on all the pushed over grass. I think moose just stand here all night. There's tracks everywhere, and also big mounds of poop. So it looks like for the last 1/5 of this walk, we're gonna be going back here into the shady forest. Here's a couple more little trickling streams. At least we haven't seen any ticks out here. This is another pretty heavily traveled moose trail. hoping not to run into one out here. Yep, we only got about a fifth more of this walk to go. You see the road we came in on? And there, just a little bit left. I actually do hear rapids or something up ahead. And look at Google Maps, I'm not even facing that way. All right, we're here. This is where the road would have crossed and gone on another 4 miles. I don't see any evidence of a bridge or culvert left behind. I could tell all this grass gets underwater during any major rain event. And that looks like a beaver dam. That's so cool. So here we are. This is the road right here. Keeps continuing for a few more miles. Nice little brook. Let's go take a look at this beaver dam. Look at that sharp rock too. That's pretty awesome. Look at this thing. Is this even a beaver dam? If it is, it's an old one. Yeah, this is totally awesome. Little pond where moose hang out. There's no evidence at all that this is made by beavers. It may just be a fallen tree. I don't see any beaver chew marks. They could have helped it, but it's been a while since they've been out here. You see these open channels? There's moose trails everywhere. In a couple hours, once it becomes dusk, I think they would become pretty active. No bridge.